Kalispera. We're here to sing a song about workstations.
Nice having you in such a rainy day. Usually for Bulgarians, in my memory, Greece looks like a bit different, but yeah, it's still a good day. And I want to thank to whole Lenovo Greece team for inviting us here. Actually, I started in August, and it will be my first presentation outside of the country. So before going in details, I want to present also Rudolf Sida, who is in charge of workstation business for a bit bigger region, including not only Southeast Europe, but Czechia, Slovakia, and Poland.
Yeah, from Poland to Cyprus, pretty much everything in between.
Yeah. So I'm going to present few slides, and he will complete me.
I'll start with presenting our new colleague ZDRAVKO Dimov, who's the Workstation Business Development Manager for Southeastern Europe. So anything from Hungary to Cyprus, that's under him. So, and he's great. He started in August, but he prepared very good presentation for you. I'm just here to be the wise guy, complimenting what he says.
Okay. So, Yanis said, okay, let's train the people for 30 minutes. Okay, sorry, Yanis, I can only promise that we will try to transfer our energy and passion about Lenovo workstations. And my personal expectation as an outcome of this meeting is that after that, you will feel free and confident whenever it's time to discuss any workstation business, just to call us, call me, call Rudy. So before going into details, I wanted to clarify that you saw from Vasilis how broad is the Lenovo portfolio. So many products. And these people are busy to support all these products. So indeed, in terms of volume, maybe workstations are a small piece of this portfolio. But in terms of self-satisfaction, in terms of value which this portfolio brings to our customers and as well as to you in terms of profit, it is much bigger. Of course, this takes some more time, some more attention in order to keep the focus on. And actually, this is my perception why the team of Workstation is growing, because we are confident that we have a really good background, but this needs to be somehow transferred to the market through you, of course. So,
let's start.
Let's start. Lenovo as a company, Vasily said already a lot about this. What I can put on this slide here from my perspective is the following. Actually, I started in August, and my duties will be directly related to the development of the business with the workstations in the certain region. 5 years exactly before, I stopped doing this for another company. In January 2017, yes, I left another company, but I did the same job for starting 2012 till 2017. So by that time, this company was the clear #1 leader in the workstations, with no doubt. 70–80% market share, and nobody could argue about this. I was somehow, let's say, in the badly perceived comfort zone, because what I have to do if my company is 80% and it's not my, let's say, it's not my big contribution. This company just, the waterfall, the water is falling. This is it. You cannot change the way water to go in another direction. More or less it was like this. What was important by that time, that I was considering only one competitor, and it was definitely like this. And Lenovo was not considered as a competitor at all by that time. 5 years later, I received a call from Lenovo, and they came with this proposal. And of course, during that time, I was doing slightly different things, but my focus was not on workstations. I promptly reviewed what is going on, and I realized how big changes happened for the last 5 years. I promptly understood, because I know the matter, I know where to read and what to read and where to look at, and I promptly realized that this company is now #1 factor. No, I was not sure when I started on August the 1st, but I was sure that the company is investing and they're pushing a lot. After I started at the beginning of August, till end of the month, as a newbie, reading internals, of course, it's normal when you look something from outside, and it's a bit different when you look it from inside. And the positive thing was that my initial impression, which I had before accepting the job, was times improved when I was starting looking from inside what's going on. I will not go into details, but the products like workstations are not just boxes, and this should be clear. Successful sellers of workstations should understand that it is complete ecosystem, including, of course, the products, but also certifications, also many aspects of reliability improve, strong and well-planned relationships with software vendors, and last but not least, people who are driving this business with long-term strategy.
I would just add that at the beginning, it was actually our job to sell Lenovo workstations to ZDRAVKO with his past experience and deep professional knowledge. But we managed to do that in less than a month, actually, and we are now about to sell this idea to you. So hopefully your mind would be as open as ZDRAVKO. So this is what workstations could be about, and this is why we think you should pay great focus into that profit pool of ours, but not only of ours, but that can be a profit pool of yours as well. The added value in workstations and in all kind of emerging products and technologies, the complex one, is big. And it's only up to you if you take up on this opportunity, pick it up, and do something about it. As ZDRAVKO said, you can spend half an hour selling 10 things books, but you can spend half an hour selling 2 workstations. The money that you will generate is pretty much the same. But if you then repeat and repeat and repeat, you'd find yourself in a position which is very comfortable by selling value-added solutions like workstations are. So this is what we are about to tell you in the upcoming 20 minutes. Hopefully we'll manage with the time. Don't know where the timer is.
Okay. Let us define what the workstation means for us. Actually, this is a set of 3 product lines within Lenovo portfolio. And we start with the mobile workstations under the brand ThinkPad. Desktop version of the workstations is under the brand ThinkStation. And last but not least, we need the displays to make sure that the customer of these workstations sees what is needed. Okay, brands only. Even ThinkPad still does not define anything more. What's the difference? Several things. First of all, I would say from usage perspective, versus the standard office usage products, workstations are designed to make money. Workstations are designed to be the core of the business of their customers. While all other office products are designed to support the business, workstations by themselves, in 99%, with their main purpose, they generate money. So because of that, they need to be extremely, and the most performing ones, they need to be the most reliable ones, because you can have the fastest computer possible, but if it drops at the 99% of the task, and you interrupt your session, it makes no sense. So reliability, performance, and of course, last but not least, workstations are not boxes only. They are part of complete ecosystem. Yes, indeed, these products are not the cheapest ones, but still, in most of the cases, in most of the usage scenarios, workstations cost for the customer less than 50% of the total investment, for example. We can have several examples, but you probably can compare how much it costs one license for CAD system versus the needed hardware to run it. Usually it is, I would say, roughly maybe something like 40-60 relationship.
To better position perhaps workstations in the Lenovo portfolio, we are on the top of the portfolio, on the very top when it comes to performance and reliability. Simply said, workstations must not fail, because it's going to cost your customers some money. That's one. And number two, on top of performance, we are actually crossing the bridge to enterprise solutions in between of a conventional PC and a server for better positioning and understanding. And like ZDRAVKO says, ThinkPads for the mobile workstations, ThinkStations for the desktops, but last but not least, you need to see the performance. So that's why we include the ThinkVision P series monitor. Thank you for selling those. You've been successful enough. We are the third position in the market. Let's strive to get to number 2 or number 1. That's our mission here.
A bit more about displays. Actually, what makes difference on P series displays is mainly that they are color calibrated in the factory, and they have this feature. They are capable to be calibrated, which in most of the cases for the regular displays is not needed. And the color, only professionals know what does it mean, the color. You can have everything else set up on 100% well, but if the color is not you expect, then it's not complete. So, customer-driven innovation. Yes, indeed, the portfolio is built on customers' feedback. Actually, because, again, it's not an isolated box, it's not an isolated hardware, it is designed to work with several different leading applications in the different verticals. It could be not only CAD, it could be entertainment, it could be oil and gas, it could be spatial image processing in different industries like healthcare, like even agriculture, simulations, real-time simulations, etc., etc. Applications which require workstations are too many. At the same time, the process of designing different platforms, members of this portfolio, is more or less engaged with any aspect of these applications. So they're designed in order to serve specific segments of these verticals. And this needs to be, let's say, in the core when you communicate any let's say, sales with any customer, and before they come to you to ask you for workstations, in 99% they have already chosen their application, their business, and this was to them clear. There are very few cases when they may dub between 1 or 2 cut applications, but in general they know what they want to do. And the hardware is just in addition, and this should be clear in order to be successful. That's why this is customer-driven portfolio. This is portfolio which is made in line with customers.
Again, let me put it into concept. When you say, and your customers will say, we want extra Ethernet, Lenovo is really flat when it comes to organization. So you come to us, and unlike other vendors, we can actually make that happen. We really bring customer-driven innovation to the market. Or another perspective, AMD. When I started, I was thinking, I know that Greece is AMD allergic from our friends over there, but AMD actually in other markets is actually very well perceived. I was asking, where is AMD representation in the workstation portfolio? Should we disqualify AMD? No, no, no. We built that. It was a customer-driven innovation again. Zdravko spoke about reliability. We have the industry-leading reliability. Proofs can come. You ask for them. In short, our products will just last longer. Easy as that. They would break in lesser instances. We are the technical expertise here. If you want to ask about any specific feature, please hit us. We take workstations as very important, so please come and ask us for any question. We'll do our best to answer. And you know, just positioning-wise, to cut on the last point, we are ready, unlike other vendors, for empowering technologies, for emerging technologies. These are technologies which are strictly connected to visualization and stuff like that, and for example, artificial intelligence devices and use cases like that. We are ready, but unlike other vendors, we produce every solution in-house. We don't buy it simply from someone else. We are ready, and we are setting the trends in this aspect.
Along with the questions that Rudy said, usually your workstation customers they have very specific and in some cases exotic needs. But we should respect every feedback from them and every comment, and we are here just to transfer the messages to the R&D team. You know that it's not always a commitment that the requested needed new feature or functionality will be transferred, but at the end of the day we can guarantee that we can transfer this. For example, I will give you a direct example. Recently we received a comment about P620 and something because this is the top of the top, let's say, positioned next to dual socket machine. Customer said, okay, if you have it like this in terms of CPU, power and scalability, can you please make sure that there is a bit more scalability towards storage, or shortly speaking, more PCI Express than 4. This was transferred and this should be taken into consideration at a certain moment. So meaningful messages from the customers are really the ones who are really considered seriously from our side and transferred to the people who decide how to build next generations. So portfolio itself, we started with mobiles, with desktops, and with displays. Shortly, I would say that this is the broadest ever portfolio any workstation vendor had. Broadest in terms of form factors, broadest in terms of CPU vendors, broadest as well in terms of certification. Even I'm confident that, you know, when What does it mean, certification? Certification means that you have long-term vision to develop and you are ready to invest and spend money, because it costs money to certify these machines. But when you are dedicated on this, you are ready. When you enter the decline mode, starting savings, you put on the question, how many will sell here? Oh, 150 units. No, we will not certify. I have seen this already. And this way, some companies are self-killing themselves. This portfolio needs maintenance. This portfolio needs constant attention from the very beginning of the R&D and a really good, let's say, synchronization between the market and the one who is developing. So, broad portfolio, but to be easy for you, as a key takeaways, these are our heroes here at the moment.
The products, the solutions here, actually. This is the P620, the first AMD Threadripper featuring workstation on the market. We're on the market for 2.5 years, and we've already defined our range. We are having 100% market share in mid-range workstations. There's nobody else there. Dual socket CPU, the lower end has just disappeared with coming of this one. P1, one of the slimmest workstations that you can actually find on the market, considering what we actually managed to squeeze inside the chassis of less than 1.75 centimeters. P16, the true powerhouse, 3 kilo of performance only. The sole and biggest, or the most powerful workstation there is on the market. We have good reasons to say this. We have benchmarks confirming this. And the 360 Ultra, which has been the new addition to the portfolio, we have defined a new form factor here. And we are having big plans with this one for anybody who is considering Lenovo against MacBooks, for example, Mac Studios. This is the solution here. So please bring us, your customers, we will try to convert them into Lenovo. That's our goal here.
Maybe I misunderstood you, but 620 is single socket, but positioned as a dual socket.
Yep.
Because with the Threadripper 5 series, it goes up to 64 cores, which compared to Xeons, is comparable with 9 series, which is dual socket ThinkStation. We have delivered this for tests. Actually, the first thing which I did is I was so impressed by this unique product, and when I started in August, I immediately ordered demo, and for 2 months it was traveling all over Bulgaria. I didn't expect such a feedback, honestly, believe me. And people are talking about only how many times they are doing the same thing faster. And usually we talk about 5, 6, up to 10 times faster. And it was also compared with machines which are not outdated. For example, in one of the cases, the machines were purchased at the beginning of 2022. So considerably good, but different machines. Whenever it comes to simulation, it comes to application which is benefiting from multi-core, this is unbeatable. This is totally unbeatable. So close to this multi-core, some of the renderings are using CPUs, others are using GPUs, but we, together with you, have to be pretty much clear on the specifics of the needs of the given customer. But whenever we end up with number of cores, this should be the first one in our mind, which is really, really fast. So
our approach I'm mindful of the time. So let me summarize. We are building solutions here. It's not just box moving. Really, it is not. We have very cheap workstations, but we are speaking, top of the performance, followed by the top of the price. Our approach can be actually in one line condensated into from workflows to solutions. We need to ask our customers first, what are you doing with the machine? What do you need it for? And then we design the machine for the customer. A fact which is documenting this is that 50% of whatever we do is configured to order. So it's tailor-made configuration really touching the customer needs. 50% of that is also built to order, so you know them as top sellers. So you don't neglect that part of the business. There are workstations which are just taken off the shelves, but 50% of them are really tailor-made for customers. So we're trying to really understand the workflows before we sell workstations. Let's just go further.
Super. So this is the desktop portfolio. Actually, once again, the broadest possible portfolio. Starting from the tiny, going through the unique Ultra. This is our newest member of the family. And this is unique just because if the tiny has some performance and scalability limitations just because of the size, here with less than 4 liters, direct competition is the form factor which is 8 or 12 liters. Here with less than 4 liters, we have PCI Express by 16, fully functional. We have 4 slots for memory. Many of some small form factors feature only 2. So, and this is really, really good without any significant compromises desktop workstation machine. There is also another application which I have to mention here. You can think, Vasilis was talking about edge devices. This one can be somehow positioned as well as a local edge, let's say, even, let's say, local small server. It features 2 LAN interfaces, so you can have the local edge LAN and you can have another one going to the cloud or somewhere. Really well positioned so far, absolutely unique device. Take this into consideration, and it could be positioned not only as a typical workstation device. I would say it could be easy positioned in public sector, for example, customs, police, where you need some kind of local, bigger image processing, faster, for example. And this one is great. Sorry.
That is not my phone ringing, but you know, if I just, we need to go very quick now because we have 5 minutes left.
Yes,
ZDRAVKO.
let us go.
You see that ZDRAVKO is really deep into the technology of that. We would really appreciate if you have questions, but for now we are only limited with time, so let's just fly through the portfolio very quickly then.
Okay.
This is the desktop portfolio from small to big. Easy as that. Please ask us questions. There are some newcomers in terms of form factor.
One dual socket P9, all the rest are single socket, but P620 plays the role of dual socket because there are many cores. Okay. This is the portfolio of mobile workstations. Actually, it looks to be even double because all P14S, P15V, and P16S, they have their Intel and AMD versions, so you can count on by double. At the bottom row, you can see our top products on mobile portfolio. The most performing one, P16, and the one which is a little bit more elegant, but with no any sacrifice of power. So
this one really illustrates the engineering behind. We're trying to engineer every solution, mobile or desktop, for customer needs. Scalability, easy of use, and reliability. That's just that. We're really putting very much efforts, a lot of efforts into the design of the machine. Before we produce it, we really think it over twice, 3 times, or 4 times. It's very well seen on the cooling part, right?
Yes, cooling part actually is proprietary technology here, pure Lenovo proprietary technology. Honestly, it's not that much unique, but you know, simple things make sense. And what is the comment from the engineers who has brought this to the market. Whenever you have several components emitting heat in an open box, you have memory, you have graphics, you have CPU, you have storages, you have power supplies, everything is generating some power, and if it is in an open space, it's absolutely not possible for any simulation to say what's going on inside. Because depends on the situation, depends on which component is more, let's say, overloaded or loaded at all, then it's unpredictable. And solution is really simple. Split the box and divide the components in the isolated spaces and split them the optimal way is on three sections. In one section you keep memory and CPUs, another section you keep drives and power supply, and in another one you keep PCI slots and what else? 6, yep. 3 by 6. When you have this one, you can easily simulate then even in simulation the critical situations, and you can optimize the fans, you can optimize and control the processes. Simple thing, but really, really works perfectly.
If we speak about optimization, we have software suite for your better even optimization of the hardware which is running the application. It's called Lenovo Performance Tuner, script-based settings of whatever you like. Number of cores assigned, number of memory, or the gigabytes of memory assigned, and so on and so forth. So respecting the applications or the usage of the user, this is the Lenovo Performance Tuner. Again, Lenovo unique solution.
What makes it different from the competition is actually the unique way it handles different applications. It's not only to see, oh, I see how to test version this, and I put from the pocket this frame which is suited for this application and I put it inside. It doesn't care about the load of the application, it doesn't care about the many things which are happening during the usage of the application. And here it comes the difference from Lenovo Performance Tuner, that it doesn't end up only with putting it a single frame, but it's tracking all the time what's going on and makes given decisions and adjustments.
So I would say, for the sake of time, we have many more information, much more information for you we would like to share. But for the sake of time, let's end here for the why would you choose Lenovo Workstations to a customer. Number one, please give us a chance. If we do not enter the fight, we cannot win the fight. It's always good to have at least dual vendor strategy with your customers, because the customer will benefit out of that. We are really structured about, we are really deeply motivated when it comes to innovation. So we bring new technologies to the markets which then become standards. The cooling is one of them. The tri-patent tri-channel cooling is one of them. Other parts of cooling in mobile devices are the rest. If we consider Workstation as a solution and you would compare it, for example, against gaming, we have studies, which is the slides here, actually confirming that it is, from the long-term perspective, better to invest in a workstation, because simply it's a certified solution, certified by independent software vendors, so the applications you would run on said workstations, that it can handle all the usage the application would demand. And also, please don't compare us against something that you can build from components anywhere on the market. You want to, and we would like you to, actually invest into, or help us having our customers investing into certified solution from Lenovo, a solution which is in the box and which will work. We can tailor-made it according to the customer needs. We can do all kinds of things, but it's always better to have a vendor certified solution other than anything else on the market. On top of that, and this is a bridge to the next presentations, we will cover you with premier support. That's the highest level of the support, which pairs very nicely against the highest level of performing products. In top sellers, you got it for free. So everything you find on the shelves of distribution is already covered by 3-year Premier support. If you want to opt out, we have the option for you, but it will be a mistake because Premier support, and the following guys will tell you more about it, is really worth spending money in. It brings ease of mind to you and most definitely to your customer. And for the fraction of the prices, we're speaking 5% of the prices, you will get the Premier support over that. So I think that deal's actually making a lot of sense. We would need to finish here, but please, Zdravko, Rudolf, we're here to answer your questions. We will stay here. We stay here to tomorrow. We will share with you our contact details. It is really important for us that you understand the workstation message and you would be able to position it at the market. It is booming. We've reached #1 in Czechoslovakia, or Czech and Slovakia. We reached #1 position in Poland over there, in SMB. We are at the 3rd in SEE, so please help us getting to #1. We know it's tough, but there is an open space, and come on. Economy is cooling down and it's not going very well for anybody of us here. If you want to actually be successful, I really insist, or I would really encourage you to go into something which is more complicated than just, sorry to say it like that, but box moving. We will find a very much more secure position in selling workstations than in, doing pretty much, the regular box moving business here. Sorry, to put it and to end it bluntly like that, I do not disrespect anything, but this is just where the added value is, and we would like to share that with you and help us share it with the customers. Thank you very much.
Let me finish from my side, sorry. Shortly, we do not deserve the market position that we have right now. We strongly believe we have to be #1 on the market. Just because all the rest is already delivered by the company, we need to do our job just to make the sales at the needed level. This is short term. What I would expect, again, you start calling me and calling Rudy and discuss this business. Point 2, as a key point of our success, is 1 year from now, we step by step go #2 and #1, definitely. This is it. If you'd like, you can take my contacts here.
You can take a photo of us, of the QR code here. It's actually contact details for Zdravko. We are beautiful men, but I think that the QR code would be
you're much beautiful than me. Come on.
Don't more useful for you. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you.